Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2019 season for the Mechanicsville Rebels. For those of you who are returning, we got exciting news for this year. Obviously, you're seeing that we have a brand new website. We have launched Blue Sombrero through Dick's Sporting Goods to be able to help us out with our registrations for the 2019 season. This video is to help you guys navigate through the website and through the registration process. Okay, so this is obviously the home page. Over here on to the left hand side, you'll see some important links that you can be able to go to. Obviously, we got registered for fall 2019. If you want to go to the Rebels Facebook page, you click here. If you're interested in volunteering, you can click here to see what volunteer opportunities available. And then for football players, if you do not have a DMV ID, you can click on here to download the application that you'll be able to take the DMV for the fall season. All right, so a couple of different ways that you can sign your child up through our website. You can click on here, register now for fall 2019. If you click on that, it'll take you to the available programs that we have, divisions. If you click on, if you see here, it goes down by age groups, 5s and 6s, both football and cheer, 7 and 8, both football and cheer, and all the way up to age 13. All right, so once you figured out which age group you would like to register for, then you click over here. Like if you have a 7 or 8-year-old and you're interested in doing freshman football, then you would click right here to register now. Now, there's a lot of different associations who use Blue Sombrero. If you have registered for somebody in the past who uses Blue Sombrero, then all you have to do is, if you already have an account, is you sign in here. All right? Then it'll be asked for you to put in your login information and your password. Now, once you log in, what it's going to do is it's going to come back and says that there's an account already associated with this login, and you're going to have to log in again, and you're going to have to put in the email address down here to do that, so it could, register you for the Mechanicsville website. If you have any questions on that, feel free to email us. Otherwise, you can, if you're brand new, you can go on here and write in this and create a new account. So you'll type in an email address, and we're just going to do test@live.com, and then you're going to create a username. Now, it can be anything that you want to use to be able to remember. I'm just going to do test123, and then the password. Oh, and now it says the username needs to be at least 8 characters long and contain numbers and the character. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just add 4 to that. All right, and then come with a password. And then we'll just do Rebels 19 for the year. Confirm your password, Rebels 19, and then click Create Account. All right, so the next screen is going to pop up. Okay, what did it say? Username is not available. Okay, so I didn't do it distinctive enough. So let's add in AB. Now we'll create an account. Emails already associated. Okay, so this is where this says it's already associated with an account. All right, so then I'm just still going to hit create, continue creating. Let me just change this 1, 2, and then hit create a new account. You can still hit continue, create a new account with your email if you've already associated with another association. All right, so now this is where it asks for your information. So you want to put in here, if you're the mother or the father, you put male, female, test 1, 2 for the last name, or test D for the last name. What's your relationship? Father, your address, 124 5 Street, Right. City, Mechanicsville. If I can spell. All right. And then, of course, Virginia. Zip code 23111. 231. Let's do 3. Okay, this. Oh, that's why I got my number lock set. 23111. And then let's get out of that. So I have my number lock set. That's why I did that. Cell phone. Now with a star beside it, that means it's required information. All right, so the required for the cell phone. Secondary address, if you want to put your spouse's address in here so they can be included, or you can put that there, or you can go in here and add their name in here as well with the so if you did, you know, father above, you want to put the mother in here or another guardian or somebody in here, you can do that. If you have a secondary email, like your home email is what you logged in with, but you want to put your work email here, you can do that as well. All right, if you choose to do nothing here, that's fine. You can hit continue. All right, now this is what, are you a parent? Are you a coach? If you just want to be just a coach, or are you going to register yourself? Now, most likely that this is not you. It's going to be this one or this one. So let's say you want to be the parent, because you can fill out that you want to do coach later. So if click on be a parent here. All right, now this is where you put your child's name in. All right, so you do male and then say young, and you want to capitalize that, by the way. Young, you don't have to do middle initial if you don't want to, but Young Wilson. All right, and then his birth date, you put in his birth date. And we chose, now, if you chose that freshman, but you didn't realize that it was, that your son was actually older than that, then this is going to redistribute you to the new division. All right, so let's do 2011. Now you want to put his email address in here, you can. Otherwise, that should match the same, unless he lives somewhere else. That should match the same as where you did. All right, so that's that. All right. Now, if you have multiple kids and you want to add another participant in here, you click on this. And this is where you can add in a, so you have your first kid's information right up here. This is where you put in the new kid. So let's say you have a sister. Okay. And Smile Wilson. Wilson. Oh, that's the middle initial. Wilson. We're all volunteers. We're not professionals, so bear that in mind. All right. So she was born January 2nd. We're going to choose a different year. Let's say 2008. All right. Core again. Email address if you want to put that in there. All right. And then once you're done, then you hit continue. All right. All right. So now this is where you can select what program they're going to be played for. Like we already selected freshman here. But if you didn't choose that program, if you just went on the register, then it would show up like this to hit select. Okay, so we want her to be with the cheerleaders. All right, so cheerleaders are 140.25, freshman football 125. Now the discounts and nothing has been applied yet to this, so don't worry. All right, but you want to make sure you have this selected. Whichever they're doing, you want to make sure you have it selected. All right, then again, if you want to add another person, you still have the opportunity to do it right here. All right, so we hit continue. All right, so if you want to put any emergency contact information, like a grandparent or anything like that, you can here as well. So that gives you the opportunity to put in the name and then emergency contact right there as well. We're not going to do that right now. Then for football, you have some questions you have to answer. Do you have the child's DMV ID? Again, this is required for football players. If you don't have it, not a problem. We just have to get it before during the first week of practice. Let's say you do have it. You just say yes. What age will your child be on July 31st? All right. 8. Are you new to the Rebels? You can select yes or no on that. Select yes. If this is your first year, how did you hear about us? You can just say anything from like friend or street signs, advertising, anything like that. All right. Emergency contact information for your second participant. Again, this can be the same as the information above. All right. Or if you want to put in somebody different, that's up to you. All right. This is the cheerleader. So for the DMV ID, you just select cheerleader. All right. What age will your child be on July 31st? All right. She's going to be 11. New to the Rebels? Yes. And again, how did you hear? You heard from a friend. All right. So that's just information that we like to know what marketing schemes or anything we're using that's working good. All right. So the next one is volunteer information. I told you about you didn't have to do this before. All right. So our volunteers, we have head football coach, assistant football coach, cheer coach, team mom or director for each one. If you want to help out with a pep rally or homecoming, and if you click on this little circle thing next to it, it gives you a little bit of information about which one it is and who you can contact for more information or who it will be sent to. Like if you wanted to be a team mom, your information that you fill out will be sent to the head coach and the president, things like that. So then pep rally will go to the cheer director. If you want to help line the game field to get the field ready for games, you go to the president. And if you want to help out in the tower collecting registration money or collecting money for sales of anything, you can click on here. So you just hit sign up over here, and then it'll take you to the next screen where you selected for tower helper. Now, if you select it for one, you ain't got to select it for that one. All right. So then you hit continue. If you didn't want to do anything, you can just hit do not wish to do anything. All right. So now you selected up here that you want to do the tower. This TT tower helper. All right. So you hit continue, and you also had the opportunity to sign somebody else up. Now this is where you go through and fill out all your information to be able to pass on to the contact people. And it should be auto-filled. Most of it should be auto-filled with what information you've put in there before. All right, so you hit continue. Oh, it asks for your date of birth. It really is not, that important to us, but the system asks for it. So you just put in your date of birth there. Unfortunately, the system, that's a required. That's if we send verifications off for. All right, so here's where it gets to the payment. Now right now we're doing a $50 deposit to register. So if you wanted to do the $50 deposit, you can select 50 for both. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Once you select it, let it cycle through, and then you select it again, and it's going to cycle through just like it did. So what it'll do is your registration subtotal is $235. All right, because you got applied the $235 right here is this one plus this one. This right here includes the $15 multi discount. So you get a discount for having multiple kids. All right, so that brings that up here, and then your total due today is $85, which is 50 minus the 15. All right, payment information we'll get to. All right, so if you want to pay for in full, you can. If you don't, you'll go into an open balance of $150 right there. All right, which is going to be due when practice starts in August. Then you can select in here your credit card information. All right, put that in, and then you hit continue. Now, you can go through this whole process and get to this point right here and not put in anything, and then your information will still be in the system. You'll go into what's known as the shopping cart. All right, you won't be registered until you pay at least that $50 deposit, but we'll be able to see that you're in the system. And if you have any questions or anything, we can reach out to you and go from there. So that is how you go through and register. If you're ready to pay, you just put in your credit card information right here and hit continue. Now it's not going to do anything because I didn't put anything in right there. So that is how you go through the registration process. All right. Any questions at all, feel free to email us at Mechanicsville right here, mechanicsville.rebels@gmail.com. All right, and we're going to be putting important information on here as the season goes on. Here's where we have a list of our sponsors. So when the sponsors come in for 2019, we will have them here. You can click on here, and it'll take you to their webpage. So that one's for USA Football. So once we get the sponsors comes in, we'll click on there. All right. Any kind of registration info you want, you come in here, and we'll give you the registration info. All right. What's included, what the parents have to provide, the mission that we look to provide our kids, and what our philosophy is on rec football, and more information to hear the age divisions. And then if you didn't do anything before, you went to this first, you come down here below and you can choose which registered program you want to register for. All right. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at mechanicsvillerebels@gmail.com. And thank you very much for joining the Mechanicsville Rebels for the 2019 season.